Our next guest of honor is a technical solutions architect for the Nginx business unit at F5 Networks based in Bangalore in India. With close to 10 years of experience in DevOps, he specializes in application delivery, routing, monitoring, and load balancing. He has vast experience in building modern applications in Kubernetes, containerized environments, and Red Hat solutions. Prior to joining F5 Networks, he had served as a senior enterprise solutions architect at Sysdig, apart from working at Red Hat as an OpenShift specialist. He has a degree in information technology and a master's degree in cyber forensic and information systems from the University of Madras in India. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all give a lovely, lovely welcome to the one and only Mr. Giriraj Rajawat.
Welcome all. Thanks for joining DevOps Summits. And today I'm going to talk about a very interesting topic, the agile way of delivering application to the end customers. We all are surrounded by many applications. Every application plays an important role in our life, our business, even our work. And we are living in an app-centric world today. However, while choosing these applications, there are some key criteria which will help us to determine which application we need to use for availing the services. And this collective approach called as a user experience. There are a lot of subcomponents which will contribute to this collective approach. It could be the response time of your application. It could be the security posture of your application. Could be the ease through which you interact with these applications. And this user experience plays an important role and matter a lot for the companies who are developing these applications for us. And there's a lot of studies which stated that if a customer not find this user experience with any of their app which they are using, in just quick fraction of seconds or in very less time, they switch to a different services. I'm Giriraj. I'm solution architect at Nginx. And today I'm going to talk about the Nginx Portfolio, how we are helping to improve the user experience for the end user, how we are helping enterprises to deliver these applications with reliability and security. If you don't know about Nginx, so Nginx is open sourced in 2003, and the author of Nginx solved a very important problem of late 90s, that's the problem of 10KC. So wherever a web server hosted 10,000 concurrent connection of a user, if it goes beyond that level, it starts degrading the performance. So with a unique approach of Nginx, we have solved this problem. In 2011, we came up as a company, Nginx Inc. And then we have released our first product, Nginx Plus, which is based on Nginx OSS. Recently, we got acquired by F5, a pioneer in network security. On and around, we have almost 1,500 commercial customers which are using Nginx for their application delivery. And there are a lot of traction in the open source world also, wherein we are used heavily by the container community, by the web server communities and all. But Nginx is not only the web server. Though it is widely used web server, almost 450 million websites are running on Nginx today. 60% of the web traffic is going through Nginx. And under the hood, 40% of customers and the users are using Nginx for their API gateway. As we are also living in an API-centric world, our economy runs through an APIs. Having said that, it's not only the web server, it has a multiple use cases. And I am going to talk about these use cases in a while. So when you look onto it, it acts as a reverse proxy for safeguard your web application. It acts as a load balancer, which will distribute traffic to your backend very intelligently based on intelligent algorithm, proximities, hash, IPs. And for swift delivery of your application, we have a caching. And you might know about that. Most of the CDN networks today are built on top of Nginx Plus, even the Netflix. So all the movies which are delivered to the end customer, Nginx Plus is a technology behind Netflix. Also, for us, security is something very important. It's a part of our DNA. So L7 security web application firewall, which protects application from malicious actor and attacks, including the DDoS protection. API gateway for providing security and control to your applications, where application wanted to talk to other through an API interfaces. Also, we play an important role in Kubernetes community, which is a de facto standard today to run containers as an Ingress controller. And Nginx Plus is so lightweight. If you look onto the software size, it is in between 1.5 MB and 2 MB. So it can be run in a very lightweight environment with a very less footprint as a sidecar proxy for your application. And beside this, every application or Nginx as a whole is completely abstracted away from infrastructure because it comes as a container. It can be hosted on a bare metal or a virtual machine. It is well certified by many public cloud and many container environments and emerging technologies. Moving ahead, when I talk about agile delivery of an application or agile development, we can't ignore Kubernetes. Having said that, it is a default or a de facto standard for running containers in production at scale. And when we talk about agile development, microservices is something which is very important or core of agile development. Breaking down monolithic application to microservices is called as an agile development. And the best place to run these microservices are the containers. However, we are providing Kubernetes a complementary feature called an Ingest Controller. If you look onto this deployment model, Nginx run as an Ingress controller at the edge network of your Kubernetes node, which help the services to interact outside the Kubernetes cluster. It also acts as a load balancer at an external point or a gateway for your environment. So it has multiple uses. And this only software, which is having more than 8 and 7 uses, you can fit it. The Ingress controller, solving again a problem of Kubernetes. By default, all Kubernetes services or the application which you are hosted on top of Kubernetes are interact within each other. There is no mechanism through which you can expose these applications to the outer world. And this is very generic case because the customers, the partners, the applications, the devices which are sitting outside your Kubernetes cluster. So you need some sort of a mechanism, a specialized load balancer, which will interact with an outside customer, securely route the traffic to your services and applications which are running inside Kubernetes. So I'm going to talk more about Ingest Controller because we are different. By default, a Kubernetes Ingress resource provides TLS, SSL termination, host-based routing, path-based routing, but that is not enough. Company, users, they need more features out of this Ingress resources. So Nginx Plus act as a Kubernetes Ingress resource or a controller, which provides many other functions and advancement. It provides support for not only HTTP, it provides support for TCP, gRPC. If you are already running Nginx in your environment in a different way, all those features can be easily imported in a Kubernetes Ingress controller. The mutual TLS, which provide more security for your application. Special focus on security, stability, and self-services. But when we deliver these applications, we have to take care of the security as well. And for that, we have App Protect, which is a very new addition to our family of solution. We do have some sort of a security called ModeSec for Nginx OSS. But we have found it taxing a lot resources and the performance of the application are degraded by using the ModeSec. module. So we have came up with an idea of an app protect, a very lightweight application protection or a WAF or L7 protection, which is based on the fundamentals of F5. It helps the customer environment to be a vulnerability free, restrict the active attacks, and also help you in adhering the risk and compliance. So risk measurement, compliance, so you can develop the policies. And out of that, it is run very close to an application. And it can be handled as an agile development methodology because it supports a version control. It supports CI/CD workflow. So when I talk about WAF, it helps your environment to be vulnerability free, a very fast, very performatic web application firewall. Let's look onto in more detail what exactly it is. So it will be a part of your Kubernetes Ingress. You not need to deploy it in a separate, though you can deploy it, but with Kubernetes Ingress controller, this come up as just a module. You can deploy it and secure your Kubernetes container environment. It built for the modern apps. That means it can also run as a container along with your Kubernetes Ingress controller or your web server or your reverse proxy server, which are running inside a container. A very much CI/CD friendly, and we will see that in the demo as well, how we can integrate the policy with our CI/CD workflow using the Jenkins, using the Git and all the version control. It is very much integrated with sort of an automation you wanted to use. You wanted to run Ansible playbooks, you wanted to run Terraform and other automation. You can use these automation tool to implement these policies to the environment. So what exactly it gives you as a protection? The most important for web application, OWASP 10. So it provides a complete security for that. It provides a complete security for your API security. Because apart from the web services and other services, API plays an important role in a containerized environment. Whitelisting and blacklisting the IP, which we called as an IP blocking, prevent sensitive data loss. That is very important. This is a part of a compliance. So there are a lot of compliance which it supports. If you are aware of the HIPAA compliance, the federal compliance, the COPA, and the PCI DSS, which is very important because most of an application today, which we are interacting, we are doing a lot of financial transaction through it. So it should be compliant with some sort of the regulatory, and PCI DSS, which is a credit card regulatory compliance, which help you to give you a very secure posture of your application by using this WAF technology, F5 based layer 7 attack protection. So our old ModSec is based on trust wave signature, but App Protect is completely based on F5 signature. That means there is a dedicated team who is continuously monitoring, and whenever there is some security vulnerability comes up, any sort of the signature will be created. It will be updated, the database of the App Protect, so make it more secure. The 0-day threats are completely reduced down by using these technology. A quick glimpse of deployment option. So you can deploy NAP, which is Nginx App Protect, along with an API gateway so that your API will be protected. Having said that, it's come as a module. You can protect your edge network by putting it with your software load balancer. And we have already talked about how we can implement it with our Ingress controller to provide security to your Kubernetes pod. So all in all, your monolithic application, your API endpoints, your Kubernetes pods, and the microservices which are running as a container inside these pods are completely protected by the App Protect. And it is close to an application, so it is very much DevOps friendly. And it helps you to enable the DevSecOps methods, practices in your environment. So it's DevSecOps enabler. And security, which is something a very broad concept. But with the agile development, now we understand that it is not a goal wherein you put a security gates and you forgot about it. It's a continuous process. It's a journey. So you need to be very much attentive how you want to secure your environment with a DevSecOps. So this is about the Kubernetes Ingress controller in nutshell, how it will help you to run your application inside a container and expose it securely and reliably to an external resources or application or partners, as well as how you can protect these applications by using App Protect. Now we are going to jump on the demo and we'll see how these things work on a demo environment. So we are going to start on a demo about the Agile application as well as the application security. And before we deploy this application in a live environment, let's understand what is an architecture of this application. This is a very basic financial application called Arcadia. It helps customers to buy and sell the stocks, and it comprises of four main applications. Obviously, the main application has a some component called a backend file for this, the files which are available in the database, and one application is the money transfer. Like if somebody wanted to do the money transfer, they can use that. It is an API. And the third is refer friend. If you wanted to refer friend so that they can also use this application. So these are the part of this application. 4 microservices deployed, and let's deploy it in our environment and see how we use our Kubernetes for the deployment, as well as we are going to protect this from our App Protect and shifting left for the security. This is my Kubernetes environment. Let's first go. It will take some time. Yes, it is 2 node, 1 master cluster, and now we are going to deploy our application stack on it. My deployment started, my services created, and my pods are running. Let me go on to my jump server and verify this. It will take some time. This is my jump server. So I'm going inside Kubernetes dashboard and would like to see the pods, and now these pods are running. My all applications backend are running now. Let me go on to the UI and check these applications. So this application is running inside Kubernetes, and we know that by default, these applications not exposed to the external world. So for that, I need to deploy my Kubernetes Ingress controller, the Nginx one. I have to create a Ingress resource through which I expose these applications to outside the world. Back onto my console, I'm now publishing. So here you can see my Ingress resource has been created. My custom resources has been created. The virtual server and virtual server routes, the transport server for TCP, the virtual server and routes for the HTTP connections and HTTPS as well. Let me go back on my application started running. So this is my Arcadia Finance application, which is now hosted on Kubernetes. We have deployed these applications first, and then we have exposed these applications by using Kubernetes Ingress controller of Nginx. Let me log into it and check the functionality of this application. And I hope you can see my money transfer service is also running. My refer friend service is also running. Let me buy some stock, F5 network, obviously. And the quantity, let me mark this as 9. I'm going to buy it, and my transaction completed. And I can see that in my history as well. So that means my application is perfectly running fine. My all APIs, microservices are doing the job, what they are expected to do. However, this application is not safe. Anyone who wanted to perform some sort of a cross-site scripting, cross-site SQL injection, or some sort of attack on this website, they can do and gain the data of the user, which is not good for any financial organization. So how we protect this application now? And let me show you one sort of an attack. So this is called as the SQL, or I would say it is cross-site attack, cross-site scripting attack. Let me choose the script injection, coming back onto my environment. So the script or cross-site scripting attack is successful because it won't show anything by whatever script now is attached by the malicious actor. They can grab all the information by running that script inside the environment. So how you can block this? So for that, we are now going to add app protect module to our Kubernetes Ingress controller image, and then rerun that image with an app protection or L7 protection, which will block this kind of attack and which we come under the OWASP 10 security. So let me go back on our console. Let me delete. I'm going to delete my all configuration now. So again, my application is inaccessible after deleting all the components. And I am going to quickly check this. So now this site is down because there is no application running. This time, I'm going to use my Ingress controller with NAP. So this is my NAP integration. So here you can see my policies, my security gates are now configured. I have injected all my policies and all my protection inside the container image of my Kubernetes Ingress controller plus app protect. So one single image which is having both functionality. It has the data guard, which is a default blocking mechanism I have used, comprises of lot of declarative security policies. I'll walk you through that also, wherein you can get more information about how you can develop these security policies. And there are a lot of templates which are available through which you can use and apply this in your environment. But now our application is completely protected by using App Protect. To test this, let me go back again on my jump box, and you can see if I try to put a script attack, it blocked, and the support ID has been created by 781. So this scripting attack is now blocked. If I again want to run this, it is again blocked by a different. How I can analyze? So for that, whenever this sort of an event happened in my environment and whenever some sort of the breaches happened, I have configured all events, all logs should be go to my Elk stack, wherein I can use Kibana and visualize these attacks, what sort of the attack it is, which policy blocked this attack, from where it was originated. So these information I am getting through my Kibana dashboard, which is integrated with this. So I am forwarding all my security events logs to Elk stack, and I'll show you how we can see that up. Going back on my web console in my environment. So this is my Kibana, wherein I can go and visualize these logs of my app. It will take some time to get onto the main web page. So be patient. And this is my Kibana. I'm going to use my dashboard, and this is my dashboard which will give me all information about the violations. And here you can see I have 2 attacks in past 3-4 minutes, and it has all the information about these attacks. And if you can go and look onto it in detail, you can see this is an ASM attack and cross-site scripting. Somebody tried to do XSX and it is blocked by my policy, and this signature has been created, and you can see the other details also
from where it was originated, the client IP, the destination port, and lot of details, IP details of the client, the application signed, extend. So it will provide you a huge amount of data which will help you to do a forensic for your environment. A great insight for your security posture. Now this is about deploying application, protecting application in a containerized environment by using Kick and NAP. Now the automation piece, because whenever we talk about agile development, agile way of delivering application, we can't forget about the Git and Jenkins CI/CD workflows and all through which we automate everything. So now I'm going to show you how you can automate the process of building a Docker image, which comprises of the Kick, the Kubernetes Ingress controller, because it also built in top of a container image and delivered through that. Plus app protect, and how you can deliver the application and enable the app protect in a complete end-to-end automated way by using Git and CI/CD Jenkins. So for this activity, we have to go back again on our jump host. So just for a quick, so this is the Ingress resources. If somebody wanted to look onto it, so they can look onto these details. And you can see over here the log destination, which I was talking about, how I getting the logs ingestion inside the Kibana is using these configurations. Back onto Jenkins, let me log in onto my Jenkins. This is my Jenkins. This is my Git, wherein I have everything configured. Before we get into the detail, let me quickly show you my Jenkins files. So this is my Jenkins files. It has stages, as all Jenkins files involves a lot of stages. So you can see over here, I'm getting a code, I'm getting a signature update from the Git for my app protect. And it has a lot of threat campaigns, signature databases through which it protect your application. I'm now in the second stage. I am building this with the latest signature. So my signature definition would be there, and I'm building this image, and then I am pushing this image to my repository, a container registry. So this is my container registry in my lab environment wherein I'm pushing this, and eventually I'm running my container. It has some sort of the playbook automation through which I am deploying the policies and like making all the runtime configuration for my container. So I'm using Ansible playbooks for the automation piece, but it's dependent upon business to business, enterprise to enterprise. There are a lot of different tools on automation you can use. Could be Terraform, and could be Chef, Puppet, and a lot of other tools you can use. Back onto my jump node, and now this is my version control system, my repositories of files, and here you can see this is my Docker file, my log default.json, my Nginx repo insert, which is required to install Nginx Plus, which is an enterprise version, the playbooks, my policies, and my this. Let's take a quick glimpse on that, how I define these policies. There are a lot of templates with JSON, but you can use this inside your environment, whether it's violates, it's block, whether it relax, it will allow. So these all rules you can define. There are a lot of standard rules which are based on the open databases and signature, which most of the company use today. So we are using our own F5 signature database and getting into these granular detail wherein we can avoid the attack, we can nullify those attacks by using these policies. Back onto the file, this is my structure, and now this is the webhook which I'm going to trigger. Now I'm going to add a tag. So I'm adding a tag over here so that my webhook will be triggered and my Jenkins pipeline will start. My new tag, I'm just created this tag, and let me look onto the tags and this. new tag has been created and it trigger my Jenkins pipeline. Let me go and look, refresh the page. It will take some time and you can see the build integration started. Let me look onto the steps. This is my build, which is now building my Docker images, and you can look onto the details, how it is building an images. Check the running configuration, building an image. These are the different steps which is following and doing that stuff. It will take some time. Now on the second step, you can see this push happened, and the final step, and if you want to look onto this specifically, you can see how this image with an app protect has been created with the latest signature, and then we have pushed it to my public registry. The final phase of running it as a Docker container, here we are not using Kubernetes, and you can use it. You can write your own Jenkins files through which you can simply deploy everything inside a Kubernetes environment. But we, just for a difference or like a different use cases, we are using Docker as a container, and we are running a Docker container now with application and app protect. It will take some time, and once this build and run has been finished, we can see and we can access our application. The process is in progress, and we can see it's successfully completed. All the phases are completed successfully now. Now going back, here we have finished the automation piece, and we are going to access my Arcadia app. Again, the same application, but this time it is running on a plain Docker environment, not Kubernetes. Let me log in back again. Check that the functionality is fine or not. Yes, it is. It's perfectly fine. Now I am going to inject again some sort of cross-site scripting. The same method, we have to use the script, and the request URL was rejected because we have applied app protect, and the new case ID has been created 72054. You can't access. If somebody wanted to run a script inside your environment, it won't run that script and gain the nitty and gritty details of your financial data. We can use Kibana again and look onto it, and this time we discover this in the Kibana. This is my Kibana. Let me simply run discovery. And here are my WAF logs. And you can see here, this my violation details, my XML version encoding UTF, and this all detail about when the attack happened, and the graph 71 heads, and more detail about it. The violation of the attack signature, and you can get a lot of information, logs, which can be used for a digital forensic. So this is about a quick recap, and this is about how we can automate the process of delivering end-to-end, like building up an image, delivering it to the production environment where you want it to run, and plus protecting it with an app protect policies, which is an advanced WAF from Nginx. So this is all about the demo today, and thank you very much for your time and joining us. Have a great day. Thank you very much.